You were not expected to survive. A pretty bold claim to make before the tutorial even starts, but no statement could be more accurate for this. In this video for the Borealis Company, we're going to take a look at Battlefield 1 and how its portrayal of chaos influences its depictions of World War I, how the game is played, and how it enables its players to play. So I got to thinking, why this war and not World War II or Vietnam or the Cold War? Not to say that there are other games that cover these wars. I mean, the next installment, Battlefield 5, was the answer to this. But I can't help but feel like World War I was a great choice because World War I had a level of technology that no war had really seen beforehand. Don't get me wrong, it seems like this changes with every war. The next World War after this introduced us to the atomic bomb, for God's sake. But with such crazy and radical elements like trench warfare, tanks to counter trench warfare, and chemical warfare, which has since been banned in warfare, the Great War feels like an especially messy moment of history on paper. I mean, every war is messy, and I'm sure that no matter what I say, somebody's going to give me their 2 cents about that in the comments. But World War I feels like a horrifying step into the uncharted world of modern warfare, in a way that no other war had done so before. It's one thing to use technology to take away the life of someone, but it's another thing entirely to use technology that you don't entirely know how it works, which just adds to the life-ending chaos of a battle. That being said, you can tell that a lot of attention to detail and research and love was put into this game. If you're looking at the gameplay right now, you could see how mind-blowingly beautiful this game is, especially when you take into account that the game came out in 2015. But this gameplay was recorded from matches of Operations and Conquest that I played less than a month ago. With that in mind, how do you translate the chaos of World War I and its technology into the gameplay of a video game? Well, you can go about it from a few different ways, I think. You can use the map as a giant sandbox effect where a well-timed rifle bullet can disable or even destroy aircraft, or you can jump off a plane, parachute down onto an artillery truck, and car surf through a wave of enemies, which makes Battlefield as a whole a very compatible fit for World War I if you're familiar with its massive map style and its, let's call it, sandbox absurdity, with being able to do everything I mentioned and then some. Is anybody else thinking about Battlefield 4 right now when you could summon the Megalodon? Point proven. It creates an interesting combination of chaotic, absurd, fun, and even informative, as everything is based on actual real times during the war, even if they are in and of themselves absurd, like the Kolibri, which to this day is still the world's smallest functioning firearm, or wonderfully unique and well-researched in and of themselves, like a version of the SMLE Mark III rifle that was designed after a version of the rifle used by T.E. Lawrence himself. Or, for all my cinephiles out there, Lawrence of Arabia. Now that we've established this, how does this translate into a story when the players become the protagonists of their own matches and levels? The developers do give them more of a guided tutorial that doesn't set them up for failure with their anthology campaign. Interestingly enough though, the protagonists in the campaign are not based on true people or stories, even though they are based on real events. Why do I bring that up? Because I think there's something to be said about an interactive narrative allowing the audience to embody a character that was never real in an immersive plot and environment that was real. It almost gives the player permission to take up their own space in the event. They're not pretending to be Erich von Falkenhayn, or Alexei Brusilov, or T.E. Lawrence. They're pretending to be a template that allows them to take up more space in an established figure or character ever could. A true surrogate character, like what I talked about in my video about In the Mood for Love. So once the campaign is established, if you're like me, you treat those levels as less of an independent narrative like the Modern Warfare trilogy, and more of a highly in-depth series of tutorials so you're not completely clueless online. Because the real game, as we all know, is the multiplayer mode. There are organized games like Operations where you have to capture select points or defend those select points over a massive map, but there are also other game modes like Conquest where it's operations without the waves of checkpoints after checkpoints. Whichever game mode you play though, the chaos is now amplified because you have up to 64 human, hopefully, players independently thinking and going after their respective goals within the main objective. Do you work alongside the rest of your squad? Do you make your own squad and head out on your own? Do you ignore the rest of your squad? Do you use a specific weapon because it's your favorite, or do you need a certain amount of kills with that weapon to unlock the weapon you really want? Aside from incentivizing people to keep playing that way, it makes the chaos more dynamic instead of just one side versus one side. It's now a group of free thinkers versus a group of free thinkers, which makes each game a unique and engaging story in and of itself. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't be scared to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I'm currently researching a video on framework computers, but you can also do anything that involves a story. Keep in mind too, if it is a video game, I'll either only cover games that I've played, so I have an informed opinion, or I'll cover games that I can find walkthroughs of the narrative so I can be best informed as an audience member. Anyways, thanks as always for your support, guys. Until next time.